In May 2019, Ethan Klein released a video titled Instagram versus Reality, highlighting the amount of photo editing done on social media. He found images of celebrities and influencers on social media and compared them to photos taken by other people. He included Trisha Paytas in the video, calling them the spokesperson for Instagram versus reality, and criticized them for the many changes she made to their photos. The Frenemies podcast kicked off in September 2020 and saw YouTubers Ethan Klein and Trisha Paytas elaborate on their differences, talking about dramas and play every week. The show ended in June 2021, however, after an income dispute led to Trisha leaving the show for good. Since then, there has been constant tension among online creators. On September 11, Ethan revealed on Twitter that they would not post an episode of the podcast in which Trisha called a teacher by name and accused him of sexually abusing her in school. Paytas returned to the show on December 16, 2020 and apologized for the things they had said the week before. They said they had experienced a meltdown and had overreacted. Dr. Drew came onto the show as a guest for a second time and helped the pair talk through the last episode. They spoke about Paytas' fear of abandonment and how Paytas pushes people away if they fear someone is going to leave them. Klein reassured them this was never going to happen, and he was always going to want to be their friend. On June 8, Paytas posted a video on YouTube announcing the release of The Frenemies podcast that aired every Tuesday for 9 months. In the Paytas video, they claimed that the H3H3 production team was dissatisfied with Paytas' behavior during the last episode and that filming for the show would stop for the week. The announcement followed a dispute over contributions and compensation from Paytas and the H3H3 production team to the Frenemies podcast that took place in the latest episode. Paytas posted a second video several hours later titled One More Thing, in which he claimed their problems had nothing to do with money and they wanted more information on where the program would go. They also denied being rude to the crew, which Klein apparently told Paytas after he stopped filming. And from that point onwards, every week there seems to be something going on with Trisha Paytas, but this time it's about their former best friend Ethan. Well, Trish and Ethan have been away from each other since their last very big and very public meeting. We're sure you've probably noticed by now, but Trisha completely changed her channel name overnight. Trisha went from being the #1 talking podcast host dragging popular TikTok Charlie D'Amelio and causing multiple cancellations for some of the biggest YouTubers to a spiritual channel. Trisha recorded her morning meditations, daily affirmations, and law of attraction videos. This is not your typical spiritual girlfriend, although Trisha is of a different type. Their manifestations tend to be superficial, such as wanting first-class travel tickets, being rich, and having a first-class baby. Many people dislike Trisha's completely changed personality. Trisha has founded her entire online career on drama, so it looks like Trisha is trying desperately not to let anything ruin her marriage. Even though Trisha is trying to escape from her past, some people don't allow anyone to forget her TikTok account, which had an all-time compilation. Trisha scoffed at Ethan and tried to tell him several things. The videos on their account got millions of views in the first few hours alone, and Ethan saw it in a real quick way. Now, we think that once you see all the things Trisha did to Ethan in a video, you really realize how ignorant she was. During the show, Trisha may have pretended to be his friends by joking with each other, but here it can clearly be seen that Ethan was feeling quite frustrated. Many people have to deal with Tourette, and not all cases are the same. Trisha joining this huge podcast and trying to put Ethan in a box, or trying to accuse him of not having him just because he doesn't have his idea of the Tourette is really toxic. Ethan's reaction didn't even escalate for 10 minutes before TikTok was removed for some sort of community violation. She tweeted, "I don't do TikTok anymore. What I posted was based on my reaction to a compilation of Trisha mocking my Tourette's and accusing me of hate speech. The original is still standing. 3 out of 4 of my latest videos have been deleted." Ethan also said that I love TikTok, but because he wasn't allowed to vouch for his TikTok, he tackled it on YouTube. This was a pretty dangerous move for Ethan whenever he mentioned Trisha. They usually complained about how the H3 community attacked them. Ethan has stayed pretty far from commenting on Trisha lately, but honestly, after watching that video, it makes us feel like Ethan has a free pass to respond to. Well, we think the video was pretty bad. However, he talks about his ex-best friend Trisha because of this compilation that has gone viral. Ethan basically said that Trisha was trying to get away with her Tourette. He is somewhat incapable in Trisha's eyes, and that seemed to really bother him. He said the most inspiring thing he did all the time was trying to tell them that he didn't have a Tourette. He said Tourettes are already so misunderstood, so we don't need Trisha to spread all these harmful stereotypes. While many people presented their thoughts in the comments box, it seems the general consensus is that most people find it really embarrassing when Trisha makes jokes about it. One user claimed that their ignorance is incredibly harmful considering the number of followers and fans they have. Another user darkened her feelings and said, "I've always felt uncomfortable as a spectator when they joined the show and commented on their turrets. I'm glad Ethan finally brought this up. I've always found it inappropriate on an entirely different scale." But Ethan didn't stop there. Ethan was already talking about Trisha, and the damage was almost completed, so he decided to mention something else. Trisha released a music video where she sang in Hebrew, and everyone knew the quality of this video is insane. Like it's a professional music video, and Trisha must have spent a lot of money on it. Ethan agreed and said the production was insane, but it makes him really nervous. He said he doesn't know where they get all their money to do these expensive sessions like. It's just a hobby. At the time of filming this episode, Trisha's music video has only had a few thousand views, and Ethan said he feels they need to promote it. But here's a shout out to the production team. However, we can't see how they executed this sort of work. We don't see how they are making a dime from this. They had to obtain permits to film on the beach. They also had to pay a whole production team, prosthetics, makeup team just to get 100,000 visits. Ethan estimated that this shoot would have likely cost Trisha around $200,000. People just don't understand how Trisha can get her money back. They are also claiming that they are not what they used to be at one time. Friendfo episodes have garnered fewer and fewer views, meaning Trisha's monthly payment for her share is getting smaller and smaller. It's a little confusing how Trisha gets all this money to spend on unnecessary music videos, especially when views on her channel are so low. A channel with millions of subscribers now only gets between 20 and 60,000 views per video. It's really very sad. Well, we know your channel has been a little down for a long time right now, but it is still very concerning. Money doesn't last forever, and we think Ethan is just worried because it's no secret that Trisha is really careless with their money, and he's probably more worried about Moses. Trisha has also said in the past that she doesn't make any money from these music videos and that it's just a hobby for them. Well, this is a very expensive hobby. Ethan approved the video and even promoted it by telling people to go watch it, or else you'll get messed up and lose everything. But again, that's not all Ethan tweeted. He deleted a photo of himself and Trisha from someone named Meat Canyon. If you don't know Meat Canyon, he was the guy who made the Jeffree Star parody animation during Armageddon Volume 2. Ethan tweeted it in writing, which stated honoring the great Meat Canyon. He's a very talented cartoonist. A lot of people thought he was a little shady and that he went too far. So, Ethan decided to delete it quickly. Right now, Trisha hasn't actually responded to anything Ethan has said in the past few days. So who knows? Maybe those claims are working for them. Alright, we will see you in our next video. Thanks for watching.